Hey, 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 welcome into another episode of the Unfiltered Sports Podcast. I am your host, Todd Fox, as we start off Week 12 recap and Week 13 preview of the show of the NFL. As we get it going tonight, we'll have many things to talk about. Two topics off the table, which is the two top topics. Try saying that 3 times fast. Then we'll get into the recap of our favorite teams. We will have the timer there on how long we have to recap our teams, and then also boast, brag, and then we'll get to the pick'ems, which is rapid fire, and you, the listener or viewer, can chime in the comments, and we will tally those up. And speaking of tallying things up, before we do, which Randy will cover, Randy Oz, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, brother. Listen here, man. No, hey, I'm doing good. Got to go a week with no fucking Jets football. I'm feeling refreshed. Still probably not going to watch them, but hey, I'm doing all right.
That will then bring us to Dominic Lorenz. How you doing, my friend?
Mentally unstable. Is that nice to say? I don't know. Maybe Randy, I, and Matt, we all can be mentally unstable at some point. I'm just ready for Thanksgiving. I don't have to worry. I can watch football that day and not have to worry about any games. So I'll take it as a win.
Tell him, Dom.
And that leaves the one, the only, the cocky Mr. Matty Matt.
Oh, well, you already know how I'm feeling. I'm smoking that Washington Loud Pack. We're ready for that Giants Loud Pack this Thanksgiving. I can't wait for the show tonight. You see this, Blake? Look, my girl hooked me up with this. I got the
Man, you are silent and profiling tonight. So, with that being said, Randy Yaz, please tell us Dominic did not win again this week.
Actually, he did. Dominic goes 8-5, takes it on tiebreaker points, leaving Matty right behind him, also going 8-5. I come in third this week, going 7-6. Todd down there in the toilet bowl at 6-7. That takes us to Dominic increasing his lead to 121-58. Dang. Matt stays in second, 109-70, and knocks me down by a game this week. I'm 104-75, and Todd drops another game out of second place at 102-77. And as we go to the viewer side, Matt, Mr. Grillmaster, second week on the panel, and he takes the dub, 9-4. Rob takes 8-5 off tiebreaker points. Mateo, third place, 8-5. Sonia, 8-5 in fourth. And the good old Chi-Town Bears fan, Mario, down there in the butthole with Todd at 6-7. Now, the viewers have come in at different times, so they're not playing for first, second, or third overall. But Sonia takes her overall numbers to 104-61. Mateo at 76-39. Mario at 75-41. Rob at 49-23, and Grillmaster in his second week at 20-7. And ladies and gentlemen, this week's weekly picker.
He's the dominator, common denominator. Every week he wins, just a stone cold operator. A bad son of a gun, yeah, he's sharp as a tack. He wakes up pissing excellence, ain't no denying the fact. Nobody can touch him, he's the king of the game. Dominic Lorenz putting these pick'em chumps to shame. Dominic Lorenz, yeah, he's breaking the mold. Running the table, playing fierce and bold. When it's pick'em time, he's the man with the plan, making every call like he's holding the hand. Ain't no chance he'll miss, he's ahead of the rest. Dominic Lorenz, yeah, he's simply the best. So here's to the champ, to the one who won't quit. Dominic Lorenz, he's the king, that's it.
Woo! We love it.
There you go.
I'm hating that song every week.
You love it. You bought the single. Stop it.
Come on, it's the song of the year. Come on. Like Mario said in the chat, he can't win every week, but guess what? I'll win as much as I want. I'll win.
We may not get to win in the pick'ems every week, but when Dom wins, we all win, baby.
That's right. We are one team here at Unfiltered Sports.
That's right, babe. Come on.
Keep telling yourself that. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Randy, we're going to go with topic number 1, and this is going to be about the reigning Super Bowl champions. They're going for the first unprecedented third straight Super Bowl win. They're looking for a three-peat, but I will ask the panel this, and this question and only. The Chiefs are 10-1. Are they playing possum, sort of playing with their prey, and then they're going to turn it on in the postseason and win another? Or is this team truly just waiting to get beat?
Who wants to go first?
I'll take it first. I'd say it's a little bit of both. I think because you've seen them in and year out over the last 2 years turn it up when they needed to turn it up. So I think they have it in them. But with the pieces that they have, can they? Travis Kelce has had a very Jekyll and Hyde kind of year. Only really 3 or 4 core weeks where he's been Travis Kelce. Mahomes has been good, somewhat pedestrian. So it's kind of, again, Jekyll and Hyde. Their run game has been pretty good when Pacheco was in and Kareem Hunt. To me, they haven't incorporated the rookie Xavier Worthy enough, or they have Hopkins, who they just picked up a couple of weeks ago, that hasn't really had that many games to really jump off the page. Their defense is leading the way right now. I would say it's a little bit of both, but I still think they would give it a shot, but they are at the same time beatable. And I think I would say there's 3 or 4 teams that I think the Chiefs can lose to and that can beat them.
All right, Maddie.
Yeah, I think Maddie wants to take a shot at this one.
I say they're definitely playing possums. I already told you guys the Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl and winning it again. And I just think they're just taking it on cruise control, man. Why blow out everybody? Just keep it cool. Keep your team healthy. Try to keep them as healthy as possible. You got DeAndre Hopkins, a weapon that Mahomes doesn't really always have. He's only had Kelce. After he lost Tyreek Hill, who was his next best target? Exactly. So now that he got Kelce, now that he got Hopkins, Pacheco, the run duel, the defense is playing good. Just keep it cool. Play on cruise control. Everything will be smooth. You might even lose another game or 2, but it's okay. Are they beatable? Of course they are, because they're playing possum. But I guarantee you, once this playoff starts, baby, it's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. Ain't nobody beating them, even the Lions. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man, the Chiefs going to win the Super Bowl. 3 in a row.
Andy Reid, again, with that menu of food and plays. Randy.
All right. Do I think they're playing possum?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I mean, that Carolina Panthers game was pretty fucking close, dude.
Hey, man.
No, I don't know if they're playing possum, because we're talking about we're talking about a Chiefs team that's kept things relatively close the entire fucking season. There's been a lot of games this year where you look at the scoreboard, you're like, oh shit, what? Who? Against them? So I mean, I don't know. I think they'll probably lose a couple of more games toward the end of the season, because I think they'll start resting guys for the playoffs and stuff. You know how that goes. I mean, they almost got yeah, I would say the division's almost locked up pretty much for them. I say a couple more. I would say what, 2, 3 wins tops, and I think you're going to start seeing them rest starters. So I think they can be beat. Yeah, I don't know if they can even three-peat. I think the Lions are going to win it all.
Okay, so we have one in the middle. We have one pro Chiefs and one no Chiefs. Okay,
Todd,
I like that.
Here's the Todd. What's your take? You're the tiebreaker now.
Ooh, I have to.
Keep it a buck, Todd.
I hate to say it, Dom, but I'm with you on this one. It could go either way. They may be playing with fire, and then they could just flip a switch like the Lakers when they did those three-peats. So yeah. The greatness is there. It's will they find it, man? And if it wouldn't surprise me one bit if they get beat in the first round after a bye, or it wouldn't surprise me if they win the 2 playoff games and the Super Bowl by more than 10 points each game. So
yeah. Well, I think having that number 1 seed, if they get it, I think that kind of leans them in that direction. That home field advantage is huge. And even though they get the first round off, you're still playing in butt-fuck cold Kansas City. And they're used to that. Nobody's going in there. And unless it's Buffalo or Cincinnati, when Cincinnati's good, those are really the only 2 teams that give a strong chance against Kansas City when it comes to crunch time.
I agree. Totally. Now, second topic, guys. I want you guys to put your lawyer hats on this one because you're going to represent a team. And I want you guys to tell me exactly, even if you don't believe in this team, I need you to be the defense lawyer and fight for this team. Give me the 3 reasons why this team is going to make the playoffs. And I'm going to give you 3 bubble teams. Dominique, you get the first choice out of the 3. Then Matty will get second because he's in second place. We're going to go by stats here. So obviously I'm in the butthole, so I don't participate. So Dom, you get to choose from Tampa Bay, Atlanta, or Denver. Give me your best argument for one of those teams.
Here, let's go with this. Baker Mayfield. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay on this one.
Okay.
We talked about it at length last week. Their schedule completely favors them in any shape of the conversation. They have Carolina twice, who's coming on very strong of late with 3 wins, but Baker Mayfield's got this team rolling in the right direction for the second consecutive year. That run game is extremely potent with multiple running backs at that position. The defense can be lock solid when it needs to be a veteran-style defense. Todd Bowles has things working in the right direction, and he is on the same page with Baker Mayfield. I really do believe everything in Tampa runs through Baker Mayfield. If he is on the right side of the law and doing his business the way he does, everybody feeds off that. They just got Mike Evans back. That's going to be a huge adrenaline boost to their offense. Yes, they lost Chris Godwin, but those couple of weeks where Evans was not there, Baker Mayfield created a rapport with the rest of the receivers that he can utilize. Wild card factor, tight end, Cade Otton.
And that running back's pretty good too.
Yep. Bucky Irving and Ricard White.
Yeah, that's a pretty good argument right there, Dom. So now, Matt, it's on to you. Atlanta or Denver?
Look, Dom made a good argument. I can't disagree with you on that one, but I'm going to.
You're a lawyer.
You know what I'm saying? Look at here, man. Bo Nix is the reigning. He's going to be the MVP. I mean, rookie of the year. I'm sorry, not MVP. The rookie of the year. Jaden Daniels had it in his hands, but slowly it's just his grip just drop every week. And right now, Bo Nix is probably the best rookie of the year candidate so far. And he got that team looking great. Who would have thought Denver would have been 7-5 in the start of the season? Nobody. That defense is top 5, 100%. Their running back, Williams, is solid. They got a good quarterback. They got a good receiving core. I mean, dang. The only thing about them is their schedule. I know they got a good win this week. I think they're playing a weak team this week. I can't remember who it was, but it's somebody that I guarantee they're going to beat. They'll make them 8-5. And then you just got the Chargers to worry about in the wild card because I think the Chargers will give them a run for their money. They're not getting the division. That's the Chiefs. So give me the Broncos to win the wild card and make the playoffs.
Okay. Randy, now you got to take over Atlanta. You're fighting for them. You got to give a case for them.
Give a case, Randy. Look, he's like,
deer in headlights right now.
This is the O.J. Simpson lawyer.
Man, I'm the fucking community lawyer then. Again. What do you call that? Public fucking defender? What the fuck?
Do something, Randy. You got Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. I mean, oh, man, dude. I was really hoping you pick Atlanta, man. Oh, fuck, dude.
Hey,
I was looking at the Okay, they play in the NFC South. That's about all I got. I mean, they're in first place. There's that.
Currently.
But, I mean, Tampa Bay's right on their heels. New Orleans, I mean, they're not far behind. I mean, they could easily go on a little hot streak. I mean, the only thing I got here is they got Drake London, Kirk Cousins. Oh, I forget the fucking running back. Robinson, yeah. But the schedule, oh, man, I don't know, man.
Don't forget Pitts, man.
Atlanta was fucking tough to do, dude. I was looking at the Denver one the whole time. I really thought he was going to take Atlanta. I really did.
I got you. I knew you was going for Denver. I know Randy wants Denver so badly. Now let me get Denver real quick.
The owner of Home Depot is very disappointed in you, Randy.
I know, dude. I mean, I don't think Johnny Cochran can fucking do anything here.
Stop the count in Georgia. Stop the count. Don't do it. Stop it.
Hey, Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. Bijan Robinson's solid running back. Kyle Pitts is a good tight end. Drake London. They even got Mooney. You know, they got some balls over there.
Chargers, Vikings, Commanders, Dolphins, Ravens.
That's a
Yeah.
tough schedule. Man.
I like how Maddie's trying to feed on the carcass of Atlanta right there. That's
Oh, now you want to rock Atlanta?
I picked them to win the division, so I got to root for them
You
somewhere.
mother.
Well, let's get into some recap, shall we? And we're going to get into our teams. Randy's Jets didn't play, so he's very happy for that. Let's see who wants to go first. Dom, I will give you the floor. Do you want to rip the Band-Aid off?
I
Or
want
throw it
Dom
over
to
to
go
Maddie?
first. I want to hear this.
Oh no, I'll rip the Band-Aid off. I have no shame.
So in Green Bay, real quick, Dom, the
go for it.
Packers improved to 8-3. The Niners suffer a tough loss. They did not start Josh Allen. It was the other Allen. 5-6. I have a question, though. What happened to Dobbs? I thought Josh Dobbs was on the team.
He is. He's QB3 when Brock Purdy's healthy, but here's the situation. Shanahan felt Allen ran his system better than Dobbs did against the Packers defense, what they were getting ready to put on. Do I agree with that decision? No, none whatsoever. So that's not the case. But overall, I know I said in the show last week that the Niners were going to win. That was me being a homer and, trying to will the team to victory. But nothing about this game shouted the Niners were going to win. With the exception, George Kittle felt like the only guy that wanted to come to play. Defense didn't want to tackle. Christian McCaffrey had no holes to run through. The offensive line was straight up a dumpster fire of garbage in this game. You look at it in multiple fashions and say, what went wrong? A lot went wrong. But the funny thing is, coming out of the halftime break, they're only down 10 and had multiple opportunities in the third quarter to not only get close, if not take the lead. The opening kickoff, Debo goes to the 8. It's called back with a holding penalty. If that doesn't happen, you score 17-14. Defense did a great job in the third quarter. Sack, force 3 and outs. Score again. Boom, you're up 21-17. They could not get past the 40-yard line of Green Bay. They got all the way down that field with a couple of chunk plays. Ball game over. And again, Brock Purdy in would be, I think, a completely different game. I'm not saying Brock Purdy's in and they guarantee a win, but Allen is not the guy. And who knows about Dobbs, but Packers are a better team. They couldn't stop the run. Jacobs with 3 touchdowns. I'm just going to put it out there in my final 40 seconds here. I said last week the Niners had to go 3-1 in their next 4 and win the final 2 games against their divisional teams, Arizona and the Rams. Well, they lose the Packer game. So now you might have to upset 1, if not 2 teams, a.k.a. Buffalo and probably Detroit. Good luck with that. You have a lot going against you right now. Player gets shot in preseason. Cornerback's daughter at 1 year old dies unexpectedly. The amount of injuries. I said at the beginning, you guys talked about the curse, and I said once every 5 years, the Niners have a laundry list of injuries bigger than Santa's naughty and nice list. And this year, it's the same thing. So a lot of factors against us. But hey, only 1 game out of first place in the division.
Outstanding division. Who wants to go next?
It's like the Angels. Season starts today.
Yeah. I'll
Are
take
we
it.
doing a rebuttal or are we just going to talk teams?
Rebuttal.
Okay, Matt, you want to do a rebuttal on that?
I'm gonna say this. I don't need 2 minutes, but I'll just say this. Look, the Niners just suck, dog. You just go. They just suck. But I will say this: not having Brock Purdy does give you a disadvantage. I will give you that.
Oh,
You're right. George Kittle. It seemed like he was the only one that was actually, hey, I'm here, no matter what. But man, my God, when your defense gives up 3 running touchdowns, I mean, God.
It's so unlike us. That is a rarity. And Todd, you can probably agree with this one being in Seattle. The Niners run defense over the last 5 to 7 years has been dynamic at best.
Trust me, I know. It's been pretty good. Goddamn. You don't have to tell me. I know. It's been pretty good. So to see their defense go, give up some plays like that, that is rare. But hey, I love it. I loved every second of it. I was cheering my butt off and saying, yes!
It happens, man.
You got a tough game this week? Oh, I loved it.
Oh,
West Coast
man.
team in the snow. Yummy.
Hey, I picked the Packers. For me, I had a feeling the Niners were going to show up not at full strength in Green Bay. That's tough. tasked, to even ask these guys to freaking do, these backups. But I'll tell you right now, like Brandon Allen was more than a capable backup.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, he was furthest thing from the 49ers problems on Sunday, man. I'm talking, penalties, drop passes. CMC. Did he have a good, what was his final numbers?
He had less than 40 yards rushing.
40 yards, yeah. So
most of his total yardage was in the air.
He's, they're slowly getting him back into things. Hopefully, that guy can get full strength. Niners can kind of go on a run. Hopefully I'm pretty sure they're hopeful for Purdy next week, but the Niners just got to clean some shit up, man. That NFC West is tight right now. So, right now is not a good time to be killing yourself.
Like a virgin buck.
I'll just take 30 seconds on this one, guys. Look, and those are fair points, everything with the Packers, but I'll tell you this right now. That drop that went to an interception when they were down 17-7 off of Debo, that was brutal.
Yep.
And 15 missed tackles like Don was talking about in the first half.
Yep.
That was bad. They were helping the Packers, obviously ball control, and that was not good. So like Dom said, they're due for a year like this, and the double curse is not helping. Note to NFL players, stop putting yourself on the cover of Madden, please.
And last thing, yay or nay on this one, just a quick thumbs up or thumbs down. If the Niners don't blow games against the Rams and the Cardinals, I'll give you the Seahawks one, but if they don't blow 2 or all 3 of those games, and even if at best they're 8-3, with all the injuries, are they still a contending team in the NFC, even if they don't blow those games with everything that's gone on bad?
Yep.
Maddie saying no, 2 again. Okay. Because again, I said after the Arizona game, those 2 games would come back to haunt us. And clearly your interdivision games may be the thing that kicks you out and not even gets you to the dance.
And look, I'm not saying that just because I don't like the Niners, but I'm being honest with you. They have not scared me this year. They seem beatable.
The only game they looked scary was opening night against the Jets, where everything looked like it was normal.
Everybody looked
Hey, real quick, what happened to Purdy? I didn't see the injury. Why he didn't play?
It was in practice.
Yeah, it was. He had a little bit of shoulder soreness coming out of the Seattle game, and then it just kind of exacerbated over the week, and he didn't do well with treatment, so they just said keep him out of the cold. But go into the snow in Buffalo this week. That'll be great.
Perfect. Now, before we get, because I think out of the 3 games that were played by, or 3 that out of the 4 on the panel right here that their teams played, I think the Cowboys had the most exciting one. So we'll save that one for next. We'll go to my boring defensive battle. The Seahawks beat the Cardinals for the 6th straight time.
And I picked the Cardinals to win.
Let me get that 2 minutes right there. Feels like 10 minutes. But here's what happened, guys. In this game came down to one freaking play. Forget the fact that Leonard Williams was going crazy. Should have been another fumble that he caused that was turned back. The play was reversed. But when I think it was Weatherspoon didn't fall for the midget's fake, and he came back fast, and he put the pressure on that 4th down and forced the midget to throw in to Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant with Mamba mentality and scored the touchdown, then did an homage as he scored the touchdown to Marshawn Lynch. That should have been game. But good old Geno Smith says, wait a minute, guys. I've got a red zone interception for you. So after having the best drive all day against the Cardinals defense, which is top 5 this year, which they had not allowed a touchdown in 2 games prior.
They don't write him off. He won't write back.
Yeah, they were moving. Whatever, dude.
I like that, Randy.
Hey, well, let me ask you this then, Randy. If you ever played high school football or even flag football, what do they tell a quarterback never do? Throw the ball back across the field against your body. Yeah. And that's exactly what he did for the 2nd straight week in a row. And it was a red zone interception, which the Cardinals took the ball and went down and scored a field goal. They could have got a touchdown, but the Seahawks defense held them out. And then it took literally another turnover for the Seahawks to get the go-ahead, putting the game away in the 4th quarter field goal. Defensively, the Seahawks look some of the best defense that they've played all year the last 3 weeks. So the defense looks like it's getting together, but Geno's still not quite there. The only thing I'll say offensively, which is very good, Njigba's been tearing it up. He had 7 more catches again. But where we've had to put Lockett on a milk carton because I don't know where the hell he's at. They don't throw the ball to him anymore. It's not like he's not a healthy scratch or he's not playing. Lockett's out there, but Geno, like he did with Fant last year, He could be wide open with flowers in his hands. And he won't throw it. Good win by the Seahawks. First place, baby.
Who wants first rebuttal?
I'll
All right.
rebut.
Go ahead,
Take it,
Dom.
Dom.
I'll rebut within the division. That bye week for Seattle couldn't have come at a better time.
Yep.
Because you grinded the gears and got the defense. You know, offense, yes, issues with Geno Smith, but there's playmakers there on the running game and at the wide receiving core. So defense is what I'm looking at the most. And especially with your head coach being a defensive-minded specialist coming in, this is where I thought Seattle would be defensively all year long. So perfect timing. The ones that get hot towards the end of the season are the ones that can be a threat. The note I had last week, when I called Kyler Murray the short word, he had won 5 straight games. I called him by his name last week. He loses. So Kyler Murray, I will say it again, Kyler Murray can't get the job done against Seattle.
Don't jinx it.
You know, it's one of those things. But, you know, Arizona has the foundations to be a quality team at the end of the day. They still have some major holes, and they've gotten away with an easy schedule, which I think is why they're probably going to win the division because of that crappy schedule. Unfortunately.
I hope you're wrong.
Oh, yeah, go Niners. We're
All right,
preaching to the choir here.
What
Hey,
say
real quick,
you?
I wanted to read Just Fishing's comment. He said, I missed 2 of your last live podcasts because of workload, but glad I have time to see you guys. Always enjoy your content and opinions. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right,
man,
now
you got a minute.
rebuttal. Look, I have a soft spot for Seattle, and that's because me and Todd have been friends for over a decade. Okay? But I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted Arizona to whoop that early because you guys are so disrespectful. Every last one of you are so disrespectful to Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, say his name right, Dom. Kyler Murray. Okay? And I really thought him and McBride was gonna have a just tear y'all up because that, hey man, honestly, you guys aren't the Legion of Boom anymore. So I thought he was just going to kill it. You know, I ain't going to lie to you. But your defense did its thing. I will admit it was a good game if you're looking at defense. Geno, you're so disrespectful to him, Todd. He is your quarterback. You need to respect him. Okay? He does okay, and he got you to win. All right? You got the win because of Geno. I'm going to say Geno gave you the win.
No.
Yes. Geno gave you the win.
8 yards of offense by Connor.
I don't
and
care.
Rushing for Murray. No.
I'm just going to take 30 seconds here. No, hey, this was relatively a big win for the Seahawks because, I mean, they get them, in 2 weeks again?
Yep.
So right now they hold the tiebreaker for the division. Like if it came down to a tie in the division, they got that right now if it was in today. Great defensive effort by Seattle. Hey, my NFC West pick's looking good now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, we'll move on to the Cowboys and Commanders, which was arguably the game of the day. There was quite a few games that actually turned out good. This was one of them that wasn't supposed to. This was one that we all picked the Commanders to get the dub on this one. And unfortunately, it's the third straight loss for Daniels. And this game had 41 points in the fourth quarter combined by both teams. Matt, take it away.
Well, first of all, I just got to start off by saying, how about them Cowboys, baby? You already. Well, look, it was a horrible game until the fourth quarter. Let's keep it 100. You know, it was like a field goal game for the first 3 quarters. Until that fourth quarter came, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. My butt cheek was clenched. Oh, I was nervous. I was shaking out, and a part of me wanted to lose because I want that number 1 spot for the draft pick. But I was thinking, you know what? Still a lot of football left. If we can win this game against Washington and win this game against the Giants, which we will, and guess what? We might sneak into that wild card. I'm just saying. You call me crazy or delusional. I'm just saying. We got a good schedule coming up in there. Don't you shake your head, Todd. You listen when I'm talking to you. Okay? The Cowboy played great. Kevontae Turpin. My goodness, what a return that was, man. I ain't gonna lie. I screamed when he muffed the ball, and then when he grabbed it with one hand and did a little spin move and broke the whole team's ankles and ran it all the way for a 99-yard. Man, my whole neighborhood heard me screaming. That was a great game. Cooper Rush did what he was supposed to do, which is manage the game. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was missing some throws, but he did okay. He did good. He managed the game. I think he completed 26 yards for over 237 yards. 26 passes for over 237 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not bad. I wish he would have threw to CD Lamb. I would have won in fantasy, but that's another story. Anyway, our defense bothered me, though, because how do you give up an 86-yard pass to David McLaurin? Jesus. I almost screamed out my freaking soul when that happened. But then a miracle happened. Sorry, Sonia. A miracle happens out of the sky, and they muffed the kick. We almost blew it again. You know how? Because we run the ball and take a touchdown when we could have just sat on it and win the game. My heart was beating. I almost had a heart attack and a stroke at the same time. Okay, but guess what? My Cowboys won. I'm happy, baby.
And the Oscar goes to
let me take first rebuttal. I'm just going to do a quick one here.
What you doing, Randy? I already know you're going to say some disrespectful stuff.
You're damn fucking right I am. Because listen, you know what? They let you guys fucking hang around. I counted there was five different, I think, red zone trips where 3 of those trips Washington came away with no fucking points. What the fuck? So, like, you know what? The Cowboys got real lucky this week, man. Real lucky. But you know what? Congratulations, brother. Good to see you guys get a win this week, man.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
All right, Dom. I already know you're going to say some disrespectful stuff. Come on.
No, talk about getting handed on a win on a silver platter. My gosh, if it's their kicker, if it's poor tackling, if it's whatever the case may be.
Leave it to a former Jet to miss them kicks.
I totally thought, the Niners had the worst special teams, but damn, the Commanders had it this week. Holy Moses. But no, I agree with you on the fact Cooper Rush, if we're talking Brock Purdy game managing status, Cooper Rush is, below that. But hey, way below that, 50 feet of crap and then Cooper Rush. But, Dallas did what they had to do, and it's a divisional rival game, and you have to get those wins. What I'm concerned about is, are we going to have a serious conversation about the Commanders now, 3 straight weeks with an L? Is that shimmer and glimmer of the rookie going to wear off? And now, is this who we thought the Commanders would be? They still have to play the Eagles. They still got to play some from harder teams the rest of the way. Will they even make the playoffs if they go down this path? That's the big question.
Look, I'll jump in this one here.
Nice, Todd.
Look, I'll just say this. When I was in high school, and I'll tell you a real quick story, our team sucked. There's no doubt about it. And I played safety. And I remember one time against Linwood, it took us 12 plays to get to the end zone after they had scored 2 quick touchdowns on us. And the offense, after they came out, they looked battered and bruised because they took one on the chin just to score a touchdown for us. And they looked at us and said, all right, boys, just get a stop, man. We want to get the ball back. And I looked at them like they were crazy because they were getting beat up out there, but they wanted us to get a stop. And I felt that that play that McLaurin scored that touchdown, that was us, because the very next play after they got the kickoff, they ran it like 80 yards for a touchdown. And I remember coming back to the sideline, and I was one of the last guys to chase the running back to the end zone. And the coach was like, don't even fucking look at me. He was telling every player as they came out. I felt that must have been McCarthy.
Dang.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
You felt that from experience, Todd.
Oh, yeah. PTSD.
I felt what you felt years ago.
But good win. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Now let's move on to a game here, which was the Thursday night game. It was the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Blowout, right? Not necessarily. 2 teams who had the exact opposite records. Well, they continue to have the exact same opposite records, but one took an L that we weren't expecting. That was the Pittsburgh Steelers, which opened the door for the Ravens later in the week, and we'll get to that later. But the Steelers, in a blizzard, in the second half, it was beautiful to watch, by the way. But the Browns win a nail-biter 24-19, guys. Thoughts on this one?
Well, Jameis Winston, he's going to eat that dub. He's going to eat that dub, Jameis Winston. My God. But the way they kind of battled back from the clearer weather to the snow, it just favored Cleveland in that sense. They had more of the running game working that night against Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh had a chance. They got back in this game. They took the lead. Their defense could not hold. So it was very interesting to see how that kind of case scenario happened. But good for the Browns, getting a big win against a divisional rival. It'll be interesting what happens a couple weeks from now. And if a bad team can beat a good team in the snow, maybe the Niners have a chance. But but the Browns did it in prime time. Good for the Brownies.
Yep.
All right, Matt.
I got it. I will admit, this game reminded me of the old school Madden video game when we used to play in the 90s in the snow game. It just brought back nostalgia for me. Good win for the Browns. You know, those divisional games always bring the best of everyone. So no one thought the Browns was going to win except Jameis Winston, and he went out and shocked the world. It was a great game to watch. It was a good football, snow game, blizzard. It was a good game. I'm disappointed that the Steelers lost because I picked them, and I could have beat you, Dom, but it is what it is.
Yeah, everybody had the Steelers across the board, man. They let us all down.
It wouldn't have mattered.
But, I mean, despite his good stat line, Russell Wilson was dealing with the pressure all night, and he wasn't dealing with it well at all. Cleveland, they're known, when that offensive line gets going, run blocking, man, they can get going. And this had all the makings of a trap game, man, and Pittsburgh fell right into it, man. So kudos to Cleveland, dude. But hell of a game. Yeah, like you guys are right. That was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, it was nice for a Thursday night game. Yeah. Absolutely.
In November, too. Oh,
yeah. We still got more snow games to come, I think, moving forward. Now let's move on to Sunday. And this turned out to be, and again, I'm guilty of this, guys. I don't know if you guys were, but I was watching this game because I was rooting for the Bears and Mario's team, actually. I wanted the Bears.
Say it right, Todd.
The Bears. I wanted them to win because I think the biggest frauds in the NFL are wearing that purple and gold, and that's the Vikings. And the Vikings improved to 9-2. I turned the TV off when they were down 10 or 11, and all of a sudden they get a touchdown, onside kick, and a field goal, and they go to overtime, but they do nothing with it. They have a Geno Smith conservative offensive drive to start overtime. Death nail to the coffin. The Vikings get a huge play. Guys, what a game. 30-27 at Soldier Field.
Go ahead, Dom.
Honestly, I think there's hope if you're the Bears. Honestly, like Caleb Williams showed something. There's things going with the offense. There's still a lot of work to be done, but you can use this as a litmus test moving forward, and their defense as well. I agree. Minnesota is a fraud. Offensively, I think their defense carries this team. This defense is legit. I will give their defense their flowers, absolutely. But Cardinals, Vikings, Bears, Seahawks, Packers, Lions remaining, they're losing at least 3 of those games. And we talked about a couple weeks ago, Bears and Vikings will split that series. Bears are going to want revenge in Minnesota.
All right, Matt, what say you?
Well, first of all, you guys are all disrespectful to the Vikings skull game. You know what I'm saying? Especially you, Randy, and we know why. Sam Darnold.
What I do?
Sammy
you ain't said nothing yet, but you already know what it is. Sam Darnold, he did his thing. Okay, all right, stop disrespecting. They are not a fraud. You can't go 9-2 and be a fraud. Stop playing with me.
Yeah, you can.
But I will say this. Give Bears credit. They came back and tied the game. It was a good game. Hey, if they weren't playing conservative, they might win in overtime. But it was a bad defensive play for Minnesota to lose, for them to tie. So, but they're not frauds. I like Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people probably turned that game off up 11 and with 22 seconds left to play, dude. Like, holy shit. Yeah, it was good to see the Bears do something like that. That gives Bears fans a little hope. But, as far as making the playoffs, hold your horses. I mean, we still got the Lions twice on the schedule. We got the Packers in there. And the Seahawks aren't fucking push-arounds right now. So, and I do agree with Dom. I think they're going to end up splitting. So I think they'll take the next one from the Vikings. But, man, that was a good game.
That was, I think, for Mario's sake, I think that's the best he's seen a quarterback. As much as we think he's a flop, he's still making some pretty good dimes at times. He's not consistent, but yeah, he's got those dimes. Oh, I don't need 20 seconds. I just wanted to follow up with that one.
Ever since that Hail Mary, man, Chicago's been going down as well. I mean, I feel like that just messed up their psyche, man.
Correct.
I don't think they're a bad team.
Any sport is a game of momentum, and whoever has the pendulum swinging in their direction is going to thrive in that moment. And you're seeing that with a lot of teams right now in the NFL. Like, look at the Eagles, 500 team 4 weeks in, and then boom. So it's one dynamic play changes a season potentially.
Yep. Next year, watch out for the Bears.
Yeah, we'll see next year. We'll see if he doesn't have a sophomore slump.
Oh, yeah.
Now let's move on to the Lions and Colts. And when you say 26 out of 36, 269, no touchdowns, no picks, Jared Goff, and then give 21 carries, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the Colts, though, Richardson was supposed to be on fire. Some people on ESPN said, Colts looking for the upset. Defensively, they look good, but you still lose by 18 because the Lions are that dominant on both sides of the football. Guys, they just keep doing it every week, 24-6.
It's another week of put the hard hat on and go to work, and it was business as usual. This is Detroit right now. Losing to the Niners in the NFC title game last year could not have been the better thing for them here in year 2 of this resurgence of Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, this whole crew in Detroit. I still think even the Colts are a subpar team. I think Detroit's defense needs to gear it up one extra notch to get ready for the playoffs because they're going to need that more than anything once they get to postseason time. But where are the Colts running game? Jonathan Taylor's an all-star type back.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
That's the workhorse of their offense, and they don't care.
Matt?
I normally disagree with Dom because I love debating him, but I got to agree with him. Where's JT at, man? Dude is a stud, and they don't use him. I know you want Richardson to get his arm and use your best player right now, and that's JT. Other than that, look, I think the Lions are the best team right now, but I will say this. They might run out of gas, man. They might run out of gas come the playoffs, man, because they be dominating these teams. Somebody gonna catch up to them. They might run out of gas. That's all I'm gonna say.
Randy?
Yeah, the Lions, I mean, they're just honestly, they weren't as dominant in this game as I thought they would be. And I think that's because, I think they're getting ready for, this game, and you got a short week on Thanksgiving and whatnot. But, the Lions just came out and did what they had to do. They put away the team. Anthony Richardson, dude, they need more help for that kid, man. Otherwise, that kid's just going to bust right the fuck out. And you guys are right. Where's the running game here? So, Colts are just going to start floundering down the way, I think.
In a division where they could actually contend, but they have a tough schedule, and, so we'll have to see.
And quarterback play is not that great.
Absolutely. Flacco was not the savior he was in Cleveland, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So that'll move us on to a team that we keep waiting for the Patriots quarterback to get better, but he hasn't been doing a good job. But we have been seeing something. You guys have been saying it as well. And we talked about, could the Dolphins make a postseason run? I think the most adamant person was Matty Matt, saying that they were going to get back to the postseason by reeling off some victories. And so far, they are, as they beat the team in front of them. They scored 24 in the second quarter and held on for a 34-15 victory. Guys, they're only one game off of being 500 in a winnable, not a winnable division, but a pretty good chance of getting a wild card. Don't you think, guys?
How in the heck did that last concussion for Tua Tagovailoa hit the factory reset button in his brain? I don't know what it did, but it's like Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story 2. Factory reset button has been hit. But no, Miami's doing a good job. And to think about it this way, they're doing this really without Tyreek Hill being a dominant wide receiver. They're going to Waddle, Juwannu Smith. They're using the dual running back system with Achane. I like where they're at. Schedule, though, I think they're going to get close, but just miss the postseason. Close, but no cigar.
Dom. I told you guys 2 weeks ago, watch out for the Dolphins, and I have been proven right. I don't know what Tua did. That concussion must have knocked some screws back, but he's been killing it. Like you said, he's utilizing his other weapons. He's got the running game. The defense is looking pretty good. I know they shut down the Patriots, but it's the Patriots, but still, the defense is looking pretty good. So as long as you got Tua, the Dolphins are a good team. And once Tyreek Hill started letting loose, it's over. All I said it 2 weeks ago, they're going to come back winning straight and might win the division.
When he starts to let loose, brother, it's week 13 getting ready. Come
Don't worry
on.
about that, man.
Let me know when he starts
so
so we can be there, all right? Listen.
Randy.
Look,
He gonna come through.
We got the Dolphins at the Packers, which they'll probably fucking lose. It's
cold
tough
weather.
to play. Cold weather in Green Bay. They got the Jets. That's a win. They got the Texans. That'll be a tough matchup. The 49ers going to be a real tough matchup. Dude, playing in Cleveland isn't fucking
cold.
Dude,
snow.
come on, bro. Dolphins are cooked. Come on. Hope they enjoyed this win because it's about to get real fucked up.
I want to see how this ends. This is probably.
I will say this: if they can beat the Packers in Lambeau, hey. This is a whole new Dolphins team.
I'll give you that. If they can beat the Packers in Lambeau, I might change my fucking team.
Prove something. They got to prove something against a good
they
quality
beat
team.
the Packers in Lambeau because you're right. For the past few years in the cold weather, they're in, but they're gonna beat Lambeau.
I think they absolutely, to make the playoffs, they absolutely have to beat the Jets. They absolutely have to beat the Browns, and they have to beat what is it called, the Packers. I think that's the only way.
They got the Jets twice in the final slot of the season. So there's 4 games right there.
So we're not worried about the Jets.
Oh,
sorry, Randy.
Now being disrespectful.
I wish we could play the Jets all year, man.
We'd kill the Cowboys. Calm down.
Now
you did.
Now let's talk about another team that doesn't have a win at home like the Cowboys, and that's the Giants, who are 0-6, and they played some uninspired football. No offense, Dom, but your Italian stallion buddy Tommy DeVito did not play all that great. I want to ask you, Dom. I mean, should have Drew Lock at least started this game?
100%. Tampa Bay is doing this while the Giants fans are doing that. It's what Italians signal. Which one is it going to be for the Giants? But man, I'm sorry. We all knew the writing was on the wall with this Giants team during Hard Knocks. With the whole Saquon Barkley debacle and leaning on Daniel Jones, and now Jones has been released, waived, going to another team. I think, no offense, Randy, like the Jets, both teams in New York, clean the house, burn it down, sage that shit up, and move on because it is desperate times. And Malik Neighbors, your top pick, he ain't happy. And if he wasn't under a rookie contract, he'd say, get me the F out of New York now.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed in the Giants. I don't care about their organization, but you chose Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley, and you lost both of them. And it doesn't make sense. Matter of fact, you picked Daniel Jones in the first round, in the 5th pick or 6th pick, whatever. You reached to get him, and now you just released him. I don't understand it. I love it, but I'm going to miss Daniel Jones because we used to beat him all the time. So I'm going to miss that. But if y'all keep Tommy DeVito, I'm cool with that too. Danny DeVito, Tommy DeVito, and DeVito, Danny DeVito.
Danny
DeVito. Oh, wow.
You know what?
No, I mean,
that would be a game.
This was a game that the Buccaneers, I mean, if they're going to try to fucking go for the postseason, possibly in the division, you got to win games like this. And I mean, they did it convincingly. The Giants are they're just trash, man. Just like the Jets, football in New York is fucking. So, yeah, dude. No, I mean, Baker Mayfield, he's good, man. I really like him. I wish we had a quarterback like Baker Mayfield, man. Shit.
Yeah, he's a stud. He reminds me a lot of Brett Favre. He gets in the defensive lineman's face.
That's a pretty good comparison, dude.
Yeah, he's a gunslinger.
And everybody thought Baker Mayfield was cooked leaving Cleveland.
Yeah, man.
And just that one Thursday or Monday night game with the Rams coming back to beat the Raiders, that changed his narrative.
Yeah.
Like nobody remembers him before that game. So that could not have helped into a better person like Baker. And, he signed that extension with Tampa Bay in the offseason. And it would be quite a story for Baker to go through all that, to lose both games in the regular season against Atlanta, but still win the division. That would be huge, man. And without Godwin, that would be huge.
Yeah. Think about the quarterbacks who've got extensions or just big contracts. Like you got your Watsons, you got your cousin, you got your midget. There's several quarterbacks in there that just haven't really produced, but Baker Mayfield got that extension and he looks good. So now let's move on to the Chiefs. We talked about this in this, and we'll touch on this game a little bit here about if they're beatable or playing possum. If you want to go back to the beginning of the video, that's on there. The Chiefs improved to 10-1. It was basically a home game in Carolina, but the Panthers guys showed some fight and fire and nearly pulled off an upset, but left too much time on the clock, losing 30-27.
It's the same method for the Chiefs. You give them just enough time, they'll rally back and find some way. I'll focus on Carolina here. They have 3 wins this year, which was 2 more than I thought they would get this season. I think there's hope for them. I really do. I think that tough first half of the year, and they've been competing in games over the last couple of weeks, is going to help them moving forward. Is Bryce Young the guy? We'll see. It's still early in his career, but if you're a Carolina Panthers fan, it's going to take time. But I think these moral victories of being close to beating these teams is something to hopefully lean forward to in the future.
True.
Take it, Randy.
Hey, listen. Carolina's on the rise, baby. No, I don't believe that. No, I just think it's one of them late in the years. Chiefs defense kind of struggled. It's gonna happen. But the one thing I've noticed, man, ever since who were we just talking about that they just got for receiver? Hopkins, yeah. They've been scoring some fucking points, man, and that's scary. I still don't think it's enough to win a Super Bowl, but man, they're scary.
All right. The Chiefs is the number 1 team in the NFL outside of the Lions. All right. Outside of the Lions, okay. Outside of the Lions. I'm telling you, the Chiefs is playing possum, guys. Just watch. It's going to be fine. Yes, the Panthers made it interesting. That's what they're supposed to do. Make it interesting. But guess what? Once the playoffs come, we ain't going to talk about the Lions, man. It's going to be the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, Hopkins, Pacheco, whoever we want to call them. It's over. Give me the Chiefs.
So,
I got nothing else to say, man.
So what I take out of this is when we do our Super Bowl preview, Matt is going to give the over-under on how many times Taylor Swift will be shown on TV. Is that
First of all, okay, we're not talking about no Taylor Swift. All right?
That's what comes with a Chiefs package.
The Seattle Seahawks for years, the 12th man.
Yep.
The Chiefs with Taylor Swift, they are the 54-man roster.
Well, hey,
54.
Hey, if Taylor Swift is the reason they win it, dang it, put her on every goddamn everything. Put her on everything.
Okay, tell me this. Why is the Madden curse happening to the Niners and teams that go on the cover? But you'd think Taylor Swift would be a curse. But no. Nobody what
can we put Taylor Swift on the cover?
What was Tony Romo's ex-wife's name? Jessica Simpson. She was a problem. She was a curse. But yet Taylor Swift is a godsend. What is wrong in this world? Come on now.
I would do this to save young guys' careers in the NFL. I would put Madden himself back on the cover. I mean, you can't curse him. Yeah. He's already dead. So, RIP to a great. But stop putting players on there. And guys, for the love of God, don't take that paycheck.
John Madden's dead.
They should put retired players for their teams on there, man. How about that? I'll put an Emmitt Smith on the logo.
Boom! Shut that neck.
If the logo's on there, that team will still get cursed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Moving on. He's retired.
Now let's move on to the next game, which is either the biggest disappointment of the week or the biggest upset of the week. Touchdown! Titans beat the Texans. The Texans go down, and if that division was anywhere competitive, that would be an important loss. But guess what? It's not really, because they play in that AFC South division, which no one seems to want to win except the Texans. So with that being said, the Titans improved to 3-8, but an impressive road win, or is this a failure on the Texans?
This is the worst division in football.
Right?
Sorry, the worst division. And I feel like we joke about the NFC South all the time, but really I do believe it's this division. Like, look at the 4 teams that are there. Consistently middle of the pack. I had high hopes for CJ Stroud, and I think this is a game. It's not a trap game. This is literally a game that was given away, like way more than the Commanders giving it to the Cowboys. Like, Cowboys earned a lot of that game. Like, I don't know, Nico Collins was good. Ever since Stephon Diggs goes down, the Texans just can't figure it out, and their defense has been pretty good, but not good enough.
Yeah. Matt?
Hey, man, I was just happy to see Tony Pollard ball out like he did, man. The former Cowboys doing his thing. Yeah, everything's Cowboys with me. But look, real talk, though, the Texans, okay, have that sophomore slump. We all know it. We all experience it. Every rookie that starts off great the rookie year, that following year, they have a sophomore slump. So it's okay. But having Nico Collins back, getting him back in the game, I think the Texans will be fine. Are they going to be the team they were last year? Absolutely not. It was a trap game, man. I think it was a trap game to me. It felt like it. It felt like it.
I don't know if it was a trap game. Maybe if it was a team outside of the division, we could probably call it a trap game. It's just a divisional game. These teams know each other well. I mean, scored quite a bit of points in the game, but no, I think you guys are right. I think CJ's having his sophomore slump. It's tough without their big wideout. I'm sure a lot of their offense was predicated around him, when he came over. So, it's going to be tough sledding for the Texans. I know I'm going to go over just a little bit. I just want to touch on what Dom said real quick. This is one of the worst divisions in football. When coming out of last year, I thought, this could end up being one of the better divisions in football. And, well, it's not shaping up that way.
That is true. So disappointing loss.
Yep.
I take it there for the Texans. Now it moves us on to Vegas, baby. Viva Las Vegas. No one has said about the Raiders all year. They are 2-9, and all of a sudden we're not seeing any Antonio Pierce pieces on ESPN. He's quietly just a guy in the corner coaching one of the worst teams in football. While the Broncos seem to be making all kinds of strides, as Matt was alluding to, Bo Nix having a good game again, 25 of 42, 273, and a ho-hum win over the Raiders. Broncos 7-5.
Matt talked about it at the beginning of the show. Bo Nix is a stud. Cortland Sutton, stud. Defense, stud. Coaching, stud. They're getting the job done regardless, and this is how it has to be if you are the Denver Broncos and want to compete with teams like the Chargers and the Chiefs, and this will be a three-headed monster at the division. So it's kind of funny how it goes out, but for my last 5 seconds, I will say, because the Raiders are pointless, so I'm going to give a pointless take. For the baseball fans out there, Blake Snell just signed a 5-year deal with the Dodgers.
My
5 years on $182 million.
Breaking news here on the
Breaking news,
Sports
because
Podcast.
the Raiders mean so much. So it's no offense, James. We love you. The Raiders will get back soon. We had to give baseball takes during the Raiders talk.
I really want more Tommy John, and let's put Blake Snell on the Madden cover, or Shohei Ohtani on the Madden cover. Let's do that. Shohei.
All right, Matt.
Not Shohei. He's the former Angel.
No,
I will say
Shohei.
this. Check this out. The only thing I hated about this was that the Raiders keep losing. And we already know who they're going for. That goddamn number 1 pick, Shador. And you know what comes with Shador? Deion Sanders. So I'm a little disappointed that the Raiders keep losing, because I don't want to see him with the Raiders in white. No, silver and black and white. No, hell no. I wanted him to come to Cowboys. And we can't even take right. Jesus Christ. I know we won. I'm happy. But dang, I want Shador and Deion. It has nothing to do with the Broncos or anything. But that's my take on that. I want the Raiders to win. I don't want them to get the number 1 pick.
Well, good luck with that. They're probably not going to do a lot of that. It's like Dom said, the Broncos are they're just a team with a lot of, they got some studs now, and they got some guys that are going to be some studs in this league. And I think Bo Nix is going to be one of those studs, man. I think the Kansas City Chiefs just found their big time rival now. I think that shit's going to be fun in the future. Bo Nix versus Patrick Mahomes twice a year. Woo! I think the Broncos are making the playoffs now.
I don't know about that, man. You're going too far.
Oh, we'll
You're going
see.
too far, Randy.
We'll
You're
see.
going too far, Randy.
Think about it. No, think about it. In all honesty, the last spot, the 6 and 7 seed for the AFC, it's going to be between the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Dolphins. And right now, based on the whole package, I'm talking a whole package, not just offense. Chargers have a good offense with a good defense. Broncos have the same. The Dolphins' defense is an Achilles heel that has always been for them. So please, I still got 3 teams from the AFC West making it to the playoffs. And I said, Dolphins will be just down by a cigar.
But listen to this.
Dolphins gonna
Look
make
at the schedule. The Broncos got the Colts. That's very winnable. Chargers will be tough, but it's winnable. It's a divisional game too. The Bengals, it's winnable as shitty as they've been. And the Chiefs down there to end the season, I said they could be resting starters by then. So there's a very good chance the Denver Broncos can make that 6 or 7 seed. So
real quick, on Instagram, I have a very disrespectful message that I'll read. It says Dodgers get Snell and we sign another Uber driver. So moving on.
That's disrespectful. Johnny moved on to bigger and better things. First of all, okay.
Moving on.
You can catch the baseball podcast on Halos in the Infield.
Shut up about fucking the Angels.
I had to throw that in.
Don't be disrespectful, man. Don't be so disrespectful, man. You know that's our team.
I hate them.
Let's move on.
Like my ex-girlfriend.
Damn.
Let's move on to the Peacock game of the week. It was Eagles versus Rams. The SoFi Stadium did not play good for the home teams. Both teams will lose. We'll get into the Monday night's game, but Sunday night's game, the Rams fall to 5-6, which is good for second place. The Eagles improved to 9-2, which is good for first place. Ho-hum victory here. It seemed like the Eagles did whatever the hell they wanted to, and the Rams had to scrape for what they got. 37-20. It wasn't really this close.
This is where I hate to say it in the sense. I think the Eagles are going to be the biggest threat to the Lions and the Chiefs. I think the Eagles are going to be under everybody's radar, and they just have it going on. Jalen Hurts is going in the right direction. The offense is running through Saquon Barkley, and it is clear and apparent. Like A.J. Brown wasn't A.J. Brown last year, but he's still dominant. Devontae Smith was out. Dallas Goedert wasn't really used. Their defense forced a lot of pressure against the old Matthew Stafford, but this Eagles team, I think it's Eagles in this moment. Eagles, Lions, NFC title game in Detroit.
No.
Yep, it could be.
Hey, look, my hatred for the Eagles. I hate them.
I see your green and jealousy right now. You're angry.
You'll never hear me saying it. First of all, the Rams disappointed me. I picked the Rams to win. You freaking. And then Saquon Barkley. The freaking 270. I'm getting a heart attack just thinking about it. 270-yard touchdown. They killed my fantasy. Okay, look, the Eagles, they do this every year. They start off good, and then all of a sudden they just. I'm not worried about the Eagles right now. They look okay.
Maybe you got to wear that green suit again to jinx them.
That only comes out when I win the pick, baby. You know what I'm saying? I haven't won yet. Don't keep beating me. God damn it.
That's my cash money suit.
You already know. Team Air 20.
I don't know why I picked the Rams, but I'm gonna tap on what Dom said about AJ Brown. Yeah, he's not the AJ Brown of last year, but you know what? He doesn't have to be. And it's because they got Saquon Barkley, and that, like Dom said, is a big part of their fucking offense. It's clear they're running right through with him. And I agree. I'm right there with Dom. I think it's going to be the Lions and the Eagles in the NFC Championship because I think the Eagles are a pretty good fucking football team. And when I thought the Rams could give them a run for their money and they didn't, I probably won't pick against the Eagles the rest of the way, man.
Well, without Aiden Hutchinson, for all intents and purposes, if Aiden Hutchinson's out the rest of the year or until the Super Bowl, can the Detroit defensive line stop and impose their will against a Saquon Barkley? I don't know if they're going to do it, like stop him and he gets less than 50 yards. I don't think they give up what the Rams gave up, but I still think Saquon leads the pendulum more in the Eagles' favor than the Lions' defensive line. That's where things kind of get muddled in that head-to-head matchup.
That's a true point.
We'll see what happens in the playoffs because the Eagles will be there. Now let's move on to the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Chargers. Chargers, it was the Harbaugh Bowl number 3. They'd split the 2, I believe. Or no, it was the 2-0 John.
Now it's 3-0 John.
Yeah, now it's 3-0 John. This game was good until halftime. And then it got away from the Chargers. They didn't seem to be the same team that played in the second half that did in the first. Thoughts on a disappointing performance by the Chargers?
I think it's an interesting scenario because I thought the Chargers played really well in this game. And I know the score looks a little closer than it appears to be, and it kind of goes both ways. They were a different team when J.K. Dobbins exited the game with that knee injury. And I think, again, with a Harbaugh team, regardless if it's Jim or John, you are a run-happy offense. Hence why the Ravens picked up Derrick Henry. And Jim Harbaugh was the same way when he was a 49er. So that goes the wayside. I still think the Chargers, I will eat crow all season long. I said they were going to finish at the bottom of the division. And boy, oh boy, this team is looking better and better each week, even through the loss. Get them a core wide receiver, like a legit Devontae Adams in the offseason. And I think this Charger team can win 10-plus games each and every year moving forward.
Well, that's fine and dandy, but the Ravens did what Ravens do. You know what I'm saying? I picked the Ravens to win, and they didn't disappoint me a little bit because Derrick Henry killed me in fantasy again. I hate Derrick Henry right now because he beat me in fantasy. Other than that, the Ravens did what they were supposed to do. Their defense shut down the Chargers. I'm just saying. And by the way, if the Chargers did get a wide receiver, you might be right. They might win 10 games, but they don't. J.K. Dobbins is the only reason why they are winning as many as games that they did in the beginning, because he was killing it. And when he got hurt, yes, it did change the dynamics of the team. And I will say this, Rally Chris, your Chargers lost. Lost. I don't care. You was disrespectful last week, so I'm bringing the disrespect back. Thank you, Rally Chris.
Oh, man. Boy. That's cold-blooded. No, hey, I think you guys are right. I think the Chargers definitely need a big play maker at the wideout position. I was excited for this game. We're talking about one of the league's best offenses versus one of the league's best defenses, and something had to give. And, I think, Baltimore is going to be a big old thorn in the side in the playoffs, man. They are a fucking good team. They're tough, and they stuck it to one of the league's best defenses. I mean, a stifling fucking defense, man. And they scored 30 on them motherfuckers. Yeah. Holy shit. Lamar might just win MVP back-to-back.
No, I don't know about that.
He might.
That's a good conversation. I think we got to go to the research department and start figuring out that conversation.
All I'll say is this. What has he done in the playoffs? They should really give that award out after the season. But
I agree.
That's neither here nor there. So, Randy, I think you need
no. Hey, look, all the Chargers fans coming in. Bring it, baby. Bring it, Joshua. Rally Chris, bring it.
Dude, Rally Chris stopped me in that one. So, Randy, give us the records of what we've got so far before we get to the picks.
All right. Now, again, this week, Dom takes first place going 8-5.
Woo-hoo!
Matt takes second going 8-5 as well. I'm in third at 7-6. And down in the toilet bowl, Mr. Todd Fox, which takes us to our season standings. Dom improves to 121-58. Matt still in second, 109-70. I stay in third at 104-75. And Todd in fourth at 102-77. As far as the viewers, in his second week, Grillmaster takes the win going 9-4. Rob coming in second at 8-5. Mateo at 8-5. Sonia in third at 4th at 8-5. And Mario comes in at last. Bears, 6-7. Now, again, they don't play for first or second or third or whatever because they all come in at different times. But Sonia increases her season total to 104-61. Mateo to 76-39. Mario 75-41. Rob 49-23. And Matt, a.k.a. Grillmaster, at 20-7.
Hey, I was getting ready to rock out.
No, you weren't. Well, with that being said, thank you, Randy, because now it's time for the 22nd quick pick 'em. I'll give you the description of the games and we'll go through them, the weather conditions, everything, point spreads, and we'll make our picks. You too can make the picks in the comments, and Randy will put your numbers up there as we go along. Now, with that being said, this is the week, fellas, where Sunday ticket fans get a little pissed because they're getting gypped here. 4 games outside of that market of Sunday football games have been taken away because you have 3 games on Thursday and then you have a game on Friday for some reason. So with that being said, fellas, let's get started. For week 13, the Chicago Bears. Wait, no, the Bears.
Bears.
0-4 on the road this year, going to Detroit, where Detroit is 10-1, 4-1 at home. Tickets going as low as $206. Over the total points is 48.5. The what is it called? The point spread is Detroit by 10. So let's shoot it. Give me that 20 seconds.
Take it.
I'm going with Mario on this one. I'm picking against his Bears. I like the Lions to win, and not only win, I like them to dominate this game. I know it's a division game, but I think the Lions got something to prove. And even on a short week, Dan Campbell, man, talk about a coach who puts his foot on the opponent's neck.
Go ahead, Dom.
Yeah, it's going to be Detroit all the way. I think they got a home game. It's the Thanksgiving traditional morning cap game on CBS. This is their game to win. You know, the Bears can do their best to try to make it interesting in whatever case scenario it needs to be. But this is a Detroit Dan Campbell masterclass divisional win. Get the job done. 11-1 line.
All right, Maddie.
This game is actually going to be closer than you think. It's a divisional game, and the Bears defense is actually pretty good. I still pick them to lose, but it's going to be a closer game than you think. I'm going 42 to maybe 28, maybe 20-something. It's going to be a close game, but give me the Lions.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions. I think they're going to win big this week, even on a short week. The Lions are just a more seasoned, more experienced team. I don't think the Bears are just a young football team, and I don't think they're equipped to go on the road, on a short week. So get ready to be 0-5, 0-6 on the road this year. Yeah, give me Lions big.
0-5.
0-5.
So let's move to the Fox game of Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. It's another winless team, but this time at home. The Dallas Cowboys hosting the New York Giants, 2-9. Tickets going as low as $29. 37.5 is your total points predicted. Dallas is a 3.5-point favorite. Give me that 20 seconds. I believe this game is scripted. I think Dallas plays down to their opponent. Tommy DeVito struggles. This game is ugly for 3 quarters. And then Drew Lock, the former Seahawk, will take it to the Cowboys and win it in the final seconds. Give me the Giants for
you trolling right now?
Wow.
You are so disrespectful.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know why he's 6-7 this week.
No way to do that.
Man, this is the same guy been picking Jacksonville all year too, man.
Hey, I'm coming for 3rd place, Randy.
Oh yeah, I bet.
For some people, the pick'em season starts tonight. But Tommy DeVito right now has a forearm injury. He's questionable for the game on Thursday. I think Drew Lock makes the start. It'll be close. I think Cooper Rush plays. Dallas gets the win at home. I care about the halftime show. I'm a country music fan. Give me Lainey Wilson all day long. That's what I care about in this game. Give me some turkey. Give me some Lainey Wilson booty, and I'm happy.
Fernando's going with the Giants as well.
Oh, what? Fernando doesn't even like football, does he? No.
Damn, has someone been hotboxing a car with Snoop Dogg? Like, holy crap.
Okay, Coach Matt.
And that did hurt me when it said $29. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. First of all, Todd, why would you do me like that, man? I ain't gonna do this. Drew Lock gonna be. Oh my goodness! First of all, man, this is considered a trap game. I will admit. All right, it's a trap game. So if we lose, it's because of that. But we're not gonna lose. Give me the Cowboys to win it.
D for dysfunction.
You know what, Tom? We didn't ask for your opinion, man. We didn't ask for your opinion.
Hey, Matt, how's it a trap game for both teams? My bad.
You know what, Tom? Low blow right there, man. Low blow. Okay, let me enjoy my week, man. We won.
Hey, it's okay. We cancel each other out, so they're just gonna cancel the game.
First of all,
hey, listen, $29. Matt might book a flight and go watch the game live. Gobble, gobble, gobble. You know what? Hey, I don't know what fucking Todd and Fernando were smoking. That big old loud fucking Dallas pack or Giants pack, but it's the Cowboys, dude. I'm actually going to pick the Cowboys this week. I think the Cowboys are actually going to win by at least 12.
Thank you, Brandy. Someone was saying,
It's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't America's team win?
They should.
We won last year.
They will.
We will.
Let's see if they get that.
Giants, y'all really think the Giants are going to be
I got Drew Luck.
He just
It may be
he's trying to go for the upset pick.
It may be it may be a very, very long Thursday night and next Tuesday if Dallas wins for Todd.
I promise you right now, if the Cowboys lose, y'all won't see me next week.
You fucking better be here.
Listen, I'm picturing Drew Lock holding a piece of that turducken as we speak.
So, I want to try that turducken though, man.
Now let's move on to the Lambeau Field. The frozen tundra might just be frozen. It'll be 28 degrees with a chance of snow flurries when they take on the Dolphins on the Peacock.
In Wisconsin, 28 degrees is fucking cold.
Oh, yeah.
That wind, oof.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Tickets going as low as $71, which is kind of low. Packers, 3.5 point favorites. Total points is 46.5. Give me 20 seconds, my friend.
All righty.
I want to go with the Dolphins. I really, really do. But Randy's right. Cold weather and the Dolphins just don't get along. And I don't care how good Tua's playing without the concussions and everything. I think we're going to get some Go Pack Go in this game. Give me the Packers to serve up some Dolphin fish. For dinner.
You know, this is a situation where I didn't listen to Randy last year, and I picked the Dolphins over the Chiefs in the first round of the playoffs in Kansas City. I learned from my mistakes. Give me the frozen tundra. Give me the Packers. And the Packers, they beat the Niners well with their run game. The passing game ain't thrilling me. So I'm going to say a Josh Jacobs feast day for that turducken on Thanksgiving night.
All right, Maddie.
I'm going against you guys.
Wow,
I picked the Dolphins to win out, man. I got to stick with it. I'm smoking that pack.
Second place this week, baby.
Don't be doing that, man. I got the Dolphins to win. I know it's a challenge. I know they don't play in the cold that well. But guess what? Things change, and so will the Dolphins. They're going to beat the Packers. Let's go.
Cue up that Dominator music.
Listen. Hey, if Matt needs to learn the lesson Dom did from last year, that's perfectly fine.
I will pass the torch.
You got Randy.
I think the Packers are going to win this game. I do think it's going to be a lot closer. I think it's going to be about 3-4 point game, maybe even a field goal game. But I think the Packers are ultimately going to win because you just don't beat them at home, especially in fucking November.
Well, I will say this is the tie-breaking points game of the week.
You're right, sir.
This is it.
I have 50.
Damn you! I was going to take 52.
Yeah.
I'll go less. I'll go with 47.
God damn it!
46.
Just say it, Matt. Just go with 48. Just go 48.
51.
You piece of motherfucker.
I swear to God, nigga.
Now, you remember the Raiders owner that used to say, just win, baby?
Sal Davis.
Yeah, Al Davis used to say that. And I think it should be just win, baby. Right below it, in theory. Because the Raiders, they're not going to win this week in Kansas City. But can they keep it close as the Chiefs have been keeping all their opponents close? Well, it's the Kansas City Chiefs on a Friday playing. All that Kermit the Frog talk the Raiders did has gotten them a 2-9 record. Tickets going as low as $156. 37 degrees and balmy in Kansas City. Kansas City's a 12.5 point favorite, 42.5. I bet the question is, can the Chiefs cover? I'll take that 30 seconds. Shake it off. Whatever song you want to talk about, that's what the Chiefs are going to do to the Raiders. I actually think they're going to cover this game. I think they're going to win by more than 12.5. The Raiders can't do anything right. They're a bad team. I'm sorry, James, but damn, dude.
James ain't sorry. He wants them to lose.
No,
by 42. He wants them to lose.
I honestly, I definitely think that the Chiefs will cover this game. Aiden McConnell is going to start for the Raiders this week with Minshew out the rest of the year with the collarbone.
Because Minshew was doing so good.
Yeah, exactly. I think the only positive to take from this game, put Brock Bowers, Raiders tight end, on your fantasy team. He gets all the receptions. He's getting plenty of yards, even against the Chiefs. Get Bowers. But
James says Kansas City by 42.
I'll take Kansas City. Maybe not by 42, but give me the Chiefs.
Yes, Mateo, we know.
Yeah, we saw that.
Unfortunately.
All right, go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
Ritter.
Hey, check this out. You know, the Raiders play the Chiefs pretty tough every year, man. I'm just saying, this could be a trap game. It could be an upset. I don't see it, but I'm just saying, in the past, Raiders do play the Chiefs pretty tough. Something could happen. I got the Chiefs.
Matt, Fernando said on, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Fernando said on Instagram, with that last pick that you made that we all scoffed at, he said Matty may need a Guardian cap after that prediction.
Damn!
Right, Fernando. Don't disrespectful. Just because I can't see you on YouTube, don't mean I can't go on Instagram and log in and say some disrespect. Fernando, you be nice, man.
Listen, this is considered a short week for these two teams, and I just don't think Las Vegas is ready. I definitely think Kansas City's going to cover. I think they might beat them by 21, dude. The Raiders are just fucking garbage. Ain't worth the food stamp. Kansas City is who they are, and they're just going to lay rubber to these motherfuckers.
They want that number one pick.
They might just get it. Now the next game will move. This will move us to December 1st, which is the first Sunday morning game of the week, and tickets going as low as $48 in Hotlanta. This smells of a playoff game, even though it's an interconference game. It's the Chargers on the road in Atlanta. Who needs this one more? Should be the title of this game. And the Chargers are 2.5-point favorites. 47.5 is the total points scored. Give me 20 seconds on this one. I don't like, for the Falcons' sake, that Harbaugh's coming off a bad loss. I think he's going to whip these guys into shape. And I think Atlanta takes a tough one at home. I think they do better than score 6 points like they did on the road in Denver. But I think the Chargers pull away and win this game by like 9 or 10 points.
I agree 100% with Todd that Jim Harbaugh is going to get this team whipped into shape ASAP. This is a game that they want to keep their playoff hopes alive in the wild card and even compete, dare I say, in the AFC West against the Chiefs with a head-to-head coming up in a couple of weeks. Give me Justin Herbert and the Chargers to go into Hotlanta and get the win.
You know, earlier, I was doing these picks with my cousin. I picked the Chargers. But since we got some very disrespectful Chargers fans up in here, I might have to renege on my pick.
Oh, geez. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm going to pick the Falcons in the upset.
Baby.
We're touching. Don't let me down. I want to see you Chargers fans next week. That's it. I'm calling all Chargers. Bring it.
I am fucking taking second place this week because I am picking the Chargers, man. Like we just talked about Atlanta earlier, and I couldn't even come up with a reason why they could possibly make the fucking playoffs, and it starts with losing this fucking game right here. Woo! Hold on, how's it go?
Hey,
second place, baby.
Smoking that Chargers.
Hey, Mateo's going with the Falcons.
All Chargers fans.
Wow.
Bring all Chargers fans.
Randy, you got to save some of that appetite for Thursday. You're eating that W pretty early there, man.
I know. You tearing that.
I can taste that second place, baby. Woo.
Oh, man. So let's move on to the next game. Is this trap game number 2, fellas? Steelers go to Cincinnati. Steelers are 8-3. Bengals are 4-7. It's 31 degrees, so the weather doesn't affect either one of these teams because they're used to the cold. Yeah. Tickets going as low as $83. Cincinnati is a 3-point favorite. 46.5 is your total points, which Vegas is calling for. So let me get a first crack at this one. I want to go with Cincinnati, but just like I think Harbaugh, Tomlin is not going to let them go down again. I know the Bengals will give it a really good effort, and I think it's going to be extremely butthole clinching for Steelers fans, but I think Russell gets cooking at the last minute with Pickens, and they beat the Bengals.
I'm going to concur with Todd on this one. I think Pittsburgh does not want to have what happened Thursday against the Browns to happen again. I think this could actually be a very high-scoring affair. Both teams surpassing the 30-point mark, but Cincinnati's defense is just not anything special to write home about. So give me Pittsburgh in this game to get a close win.
I don't know, man. Vegas earlier said Cincinnati's going to be a 3-point favorite, so they must know something. I'm just saying that. But I agree. I think Steelers bounce back from that disappointing loss to Browns, and they win this one. It's going to be a high-scoring game because this is a divisional game, but I got the Steelers winning.
Yeah, I think they gave him the 3 points because it's at home. And you know what? Rightfully so. Because you know what? I'm going with the Bengals this week, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, I think Pittsburgh's still going to reel from that loss, and it's one of them divisional games. And when you get in a high-scoring game, with the Cincinnati Bengals, it can get rough. And I think Cincinnati's – I think I'm going to give them the 3 points, too. I think it's going to be a field goal. I think it's going to come down to a field goal that wins it, baby. So give me the fucking Bengals, baby. Hoo-day!
Okay,
This is definitely going to be a game to watch. That is for
Welcome
sure.
to the jungle.
So let's now move on to the Pretender Bowl, which I like to call the Fool's Gold Bowl. That is the Cardinals with the midget fly into Minnesota to take on Darno and Randy's favorite quarterback, the Vikings. Vikings are 9-2, but they could easily be 6-5. The Cardinals are 6-5. They could be easily 9-2. Tickets going as low as $88 in Scoville. 3.5-point favorite are the Vikings. 45.5 is the over-under. Give me that 20 seconds. I'm actually picking the Cardinals for some stupid reason. For some stupid reason, I think the Cardinals and that defense, and then the Vikings, I think, are going to choke one away at home that they're going to look back and be like, damn it, we shouldn't have lost that game. I think this is the week the Vikings take the L to the forehead.
Go ahead, Dom. I want to hear this.
You know, we got to call him by his name, and his name is Kyler Murray, because when I call him by his name, he loses. So, in this case, to benefit my Niners.
What's his name?
Skull. Give me the Vikings in this one. Close one, but that Vikings defense will prove for it.
I'm surprised you picked the Cardinals, Todd. As much as you hate.
I know.
The Sam Darnold hate is so like the Vikings, baby. Come on now. They're 9-2 for a reason. Ain't no way they would be 6-5. Now, don't give me that. Give me the Vikings to win. Sam Darnold's going to set all you guys up. He's going to throw 2 touchdowns. I guarantee. Well, not Dom, but Randy for sure. I know he's going to say some hater stuff. Give me 2 touchdowns for Sam Darnold. Look it, Vikings. I'm ready for you.
Why I always gotta be a fucking hater? You know what? I got the Vikings this week. And you know what? I got Sam Darnold throwing 3 touchdown passes. Woo!
Are you trolling?
I swear to God. 3. He didn't do it when you did it, but he gonna do it when I did it. Say it, baby.
Hey, I'll take it.
Something's going on in the turkey with these 3 fellas that I'm with here tonight. Something's in the
smoking,
turkey.
Tom, what you smoking, man?
I think Randy's right with a 3, but it's going to be INTs, but we'll see.
Oh, you sorry son.
Now let's move to another 10 o'clock game. It's the Indianapolis Colts and Richardson, 5-7, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive against the New England Patriots, which are just trying to find their way. Tickets going as low as $57. It'll be 37 degrees and cloudy and overcast up there in Foxborough. Despite that, the Colts are 2.5-point favorites, and it's 42.5 is the over-under. Give me 20 seconds on this one. Dude, I something tells me the Patriots are going to make me look bad, but I'm going to go with the Colts. I think the Colts are going to win this one, but it is going to be something like how the Seahawks beat the Cardinals last week. Yes, I'm referencing the Seahawks. It's going to be a low-scoring game. Colts, I think, eke this one out.
This one is my flip of a coin pick 'em for myself this week of a matchup because Drake May can look good and the Patriots can look good and the Colts look bad. They're going to probably miss Josh Downs with a shoulder injury. So Michael Pittman's got to step up. I think if the Colts are going to win this game, I do pick the Colts. Run the ball down the Patriots' throat. Jonathan Taylor, multiple touchdown game to to ride the ship in the right direction for the Colts.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This is a tough game. This can go either way.
Mhm.
I mean, Ramondre Stevenson could run it down the Colts' throat, and Jonathan Taylor can run it down Pat's throat.
If they
Pause.
use them.
Yeah, if they use them.
Yeah.
I picked the Colts to win only because they're the better team, but I have a strange feeling the Patriots might win, but I'm still picking the Colts.
I'm actually picking the Colts as well. I think with this being in New England, it's going to be fucking cold. So I think it's going to be real close, but I think this is the week. We Dom brought it up earlier in the show, just brought it up a little bit ago. I think this is the week they get JT involved. They're going to fucking have to. When you're on the road in New England, you better be able to run the fucking ball, baby.
Especially in that cold weather.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. Definitely a very close game there. Watch it be 46-0.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Let's go to the Todd and Randy. Let's go to the Todd and Randy Bowl in New York. It's the Jets 3-8, 2-3 at home versus the Seahawks 6-5, 3-1 on the road. 37 degrees, partly cloudy there in the Meadowlands, and tickets going as low as $34. Seattle is a 2-point favorite. 41.5 is the over/under. Give me that 20 seconds. Boy, oh boy, please, Gino. Please, Gino. When you return to New York, not do something stupid. If you could do that, we should win. But I don't know. Watch Aaron Rodgers go off in this game. But I got to go with my Seahawks. We need this one badly. Give me the Seahawks to hold a 7-point victory.
Randy's smiling over there. I wonder who he knows.
You would think Rodgers with Wilson and Devontae Adams against the Seahawks, who were led by Geno Smith, that it should be a Jets. We know what's going on with the Jets. The defense is on the rise with Seattle. Please, oh, please let the Jets win this game, but I'm going to put my pick'ems on the side of Seattle.
Yay.
First of all, I wondered what Randy going to say because he started smiling as soon as he saw opening. I'm picking Seattle just for the fun of it, and I want to rush this thing. Look, I think the Jets might actually upset Seattle. I ain't going to lie to you, man. I'm counting on Geno, though.
Coming off a bye week.
I'm counting on Geno, man. I think the Jets might pull off an upset. Randy, what you got, man? You've been smiling since it started, man. What you?
Well, fuck. I don't think we're going to win, but you know what? In the name of competition, since you all got the fucking Seattle Seahawks, I'll pick the fucking Jets.
Yeah,
but I think the
Seattle's winning now.
If you want to make the playoffs, Toddy, this is the game. This is one of these games you guys got to win, man.
I will tell you this. If we lose to the Jets, we have ourselves to blame for losing to both New York teams, which would likely cost us the playoffs and the division. So
thanks for making me pick the Jets, assholes.
You're welcome.
Your team. They're your team.
Now let's go to the next game. It's touchdown Titans versus the Washington Commanders of Redskins of Washington. They're 7-5. They're reeling. They've lost 3 in a row. It'll be 39 degrees, partly cloudy over there in the nation's capital. $35 is also the lowest ticket for this one. 5.5-point favorite is the Washington Commanders. 44.5 is the total points. 20 seconds for this one, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Dude, if ever there's got to be a bounce back game, this should be it for Washington. However, the Titans defense has been playing pretty inspiring, and Levis is starting to come around the last 2 weeks, which he was looking dog shit most of the season. But I still can't pick against the Washington Commanders and Dan Quinn.
Yeah, same thing for me. I think the Commanders need a bounce back win to kind of get the sour taste out of their mouths from the last couple of weeks. Daniels has to have a game, I don't want to say of his life, but he's got to put a stellar performance like he did against the Cowboys. So give me the Commanders in this game over Tennessee. And I got a note from Mario. He said I'm the Ken Rosenthal of this group. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
You can start
because
wearing bow
I
ties.
don't know if that's good or bad
You
because
can start wearing them.
I know I might got to wear the bow tie. Like, in a different way, I'm like, is that a short joke? Because that could be something.
Is he short? I didn't know he was short.
You got him, Mario.
He's
You
got
got
to
him.
stand on
Hey,
a box.
Dom's a little taller than me, and I'm about 5'8.5", 5'9".
I'm 5'8", 5'9", but Ken
Okay.
Rosenthal has to stand on an apple box to talk to Aaron Judge.
Dom's just slightly taller than I am.
I know. I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or a degradation.
Everybody's
but
taller than me. Go ahead, Matt.
You guys are funny. I swear. You guys are funny. No, real talk. I got Washington to bounce back. This does feel like a trap game, though, because the Tennessee Titans actually are a pretty good team when they're rolling. But I got the Commanders bouncing back. So give me Washington.
You know, I've been picking Washington pretty much all season, and man, these last 3 games, it's just been it's been tough. So believe it or not, I'm going with the upset. I'm gonna go with the Tennessee Titans this week, and I think it's gonna be a field goal game. I think they're gonna march down, kick a field goal at the end of regulation, and just rip the heart out of commies fans everywhere.
I'll say this.
That pains me to say too.
I'll say that if that is true, Randy, the Washington's playoffs is over.
Yeah,
I agree.
Now get your binky blankets ready for this one, because this one's a snooze fest if you have to watch this game. Texans in a divisional game versus the Jaguars.
That's not a snooze fest.
Tickets going as low as $16.
Anything with the Jags is a snooze fest.
Hey, man, Trevor Lawrence can throw that ball.
Listen, she's not having a good season.
You know what?
She's just not. She must be on her period or some sort of mental
I can
cycle.
throw a ball too, but I'm not an NFL.
First of all, you show some respect for Trevor Lawrence, man. That guy can throw. Okay, he can.
But
throw.
he's not good.
Yeah, he's not good.
You can throw a football, you can throw a football and not be good. Both can be true.
Hey, he has he got about 3 or 4 good games each year. This might be the one.
Okay, so they're gonna go 3 and they're gonna go 4-13 every year.
Oh yeah.
All right. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. Houston's a 5-point favorite. 43.5 is the over under. 62 degrees and partly cloudy in Jacksonville. I'm just going to say this: Texans.
Mine's going to be quick. I'm going to say Texans, a get right game. And if the Jaguars are the first team to 10 losses, how does Doug Peterson still have a job?
I don't know, man.
Or are they just going to wait and just kind of call it a day and deal with it in the offseason? That's the big question.
I'm going to go with Texans, too. I don't need all 20 seconds. But I will say this, though. If it's very close, we got to put the alert on Texans, man. If they can't knock out the Jaguars and just dominate and get a get-right game, it's alarming. It's very alarming. Yep. I got the Texans.
Yeah, I don't need time. Texans
it is. Well, this next game in the Superdome, or whatever the hell it's called, Caesars Superdome, sorry. They said, we'll see your $16, Jacksonville, and we'll lower it to $15. That's the lowest ticket there in New Orleans versus the Rams as they host the Rams. Rams are a 2.5-point favorite, 49.5, kind of high for total points. So they're expecting a shootout. Give me the 20 seconds. This is a game the Rams absolutely need to win. Dom brought it up earlier. The Saints are still alive. It's a game that the Saints are trying to play for respect. With that being said, the Rams should win with a genius. But I have a funny feeling in last place is where I'm going to stick if I keep making picks like this. But damn it, I'm going to stick to my guns. Saints over the Rams.
What? Wow.
What?
All right, Dom.
I think
Rams?
Dom.
Rams? I'm floored. Yeah, give me the Rams in this game. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and Matthew Stafford have been on the same wavelength recently. They're going to have one less wide receiver with Demarcus Robinson getting pulled over for a DUI after Monday night's game or Sunday night's game. So give me the Rams, and big fantasy week for those guys. But I think Derek Carr might go toe-to-toe with Stafford. It's the battle of the old quarterbacks. It's like when Ben Roethlisberger played Peyton Manning near the end of their careers.
That's a good one. Man, a lot of you guys are picking the Saints. Y'all must know something I don't know. I got the Rams. Todd, you always picking some weird team. I'm not even worried about who.
I got in that butthole position.
I got the Rams winning because that y'all division is very tight. So I don't see them losing 2 in a row and lose the trip of that division. Todd, you over there just being so.
But hey, if
Mario's
the Saints
being
win,
disrespectful.
yeah.
I got the Rams. I hate when Todd picks the same team I do. It's so disrespectful.
You must be his head-to-head every week. He's like, oh, I got to beat Todd. Well, you both suck this week.
Oh.
Hey, look, I like to pick the Rams. I usually do.
Don't you do it?
I'm not going to this week. I'm picking the Saints.
What?
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a field goal game. It could even go into overtime. But
No,
I got the
smoking?
Saints in this one, man. Yeah.
No, what they smoking? What they smoking?
Got
Dom?
a feeling.
I'm going to say this. Final thought on
Smoking that
this.
third ward pack.
I will be glad that the Saints can get the win because that helps not only myself but Todd as well.
Yeah,
in the real
Nah,
stand.
that's
So-
what it is.
So if it works out, it's a win-win potential situation.
Who did
Now
you pick,
that-
Matt?
Oh, you know I picked the
We're
Rams.
the Rams.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, this
Yeah,
second
we-
place fucking race is looking good this week, man. Oh, yeah.
Now let's move on to the Buccaneers and Panthers. The Panthers said, hey, you know what? We see your $15. We think that's too low. We see your $16 Jaguars. That's too low, damn it. Have some respect. $17 is the lowest ticket there in Carolina. Tampa Bay's a 6-point favorite. 46.5 is your over-under. Cloudy conditions in Carolina, 48 degrees.
Do we need the 20 seconds?
No, I like Baker to go off in this one. I like the Bucs to cover that touchdown.
You need 20 seconds, Dom?
No. Baker goes off. Carolina makes it a little bit close, but it's still a divisional rivalry. Mike Evans, after having a pedestrian game in his return, he gets back to primetime form. But Carolina's running back is the secret stud, Chuba Hubbard.
Matt?
Secret
you need
I'll
stud.
say this. No, I don't need 20 seconds. I'm going to pick the Bucs, but Chuba Hubbard may keep this game interesting because he's the only lone star for the Panthers this year. With Evans coming back, they're going to dominate. Give me the Bucs.
I'm going to take the Buccaneers in this one. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think because it's a divisional game. And I honestly think it's going to be one of those games where it's kind of tied there at the end, and then Baker Mayfield's got like 40 seconds left on the clock, marches downfield, and takes him to a fucking W, baby.
Okay, Randy.
Give me the Buccaneers, man.
Surprising, Randy.
Now, real quick, biased opinion by yours truly right here. I think Lamar Jackson's numbers this year should be getting him his first MVP. I didn't like the fact they gave him those other MVPs. I don't think he deserved it, but that's neither here nor there. That's my biased opinion. But this is definitely the game of the week,
By
fellas.
the way, Just Fishing is taking the Panthers this week.
Whoa.
Oh, interesting.
Talk about going on a limb right there.
Yeah.
You got the Eagles flying in to play the Baltimore Ravens, 9-2 versus 8-4. Tickets going as low
right here.
Tickets going as low as $308.
That's low.
How much?
That is the lowest ticket, fellas.
Dang, that's when you know it's a good game.
$308.
If I was a season ticket holder, I would resell the shit out of that.
Bro, what? Doubling it. At least 700, 1,000.
Easy.
This is going to be a great game, fellas. The Ravens are a 3-point favorite. 50 points is the total points. It's 38 degrees and cloudy, so weather shouldn't be too much of a factor. Let me get the 20 seconds on this one. Look, Derrick Henry has made Lamar Jackson into a really good quarterback this season, and the Eagles are going to have a tough time stopping him. But then who's going to stop the Eagles? The Eagles have found their way the last 3 weeks. Their offense is really good. I hate to say it, man.
Don't do it.
But
Don't
I'm
do
gonna
it.
go with the Eagles
Oh.
on the road.
Dumb.
Ow.
Well, I'm going to pick a bird that flies in this game. No, I feel if one team looks in the mirror, the other team is going to reflect. They're very similar on so many fronts. Defenses can be good. They can be inconsistent. Mobile quarterbacks, running backs are tight. Give me the Eagles.
Dominique.
High scoring game, though. Derrick Henry and Saquon each get a pair of touchdowns.
All right, Matt.
All you guys are picking the Eagles. How dare you? Man, give me the Ravens to win this one. Their defense is going to shut down the Eagles like they should. I don't mean shut down as in like they're going to shut them down completely, but they're going to slow down Saquon. Jalen Hurts is not going to go off, and it's going to be a dominating Ravens. Give me the Ravens, baby. I ain't picking no Eagle.
Homeboy went from shut down to slow down real fast, didn't he?
Hey, I gotta admit.
No, hey, I'm going to go with the Eagles in this one.
Oh,
I like the 3 points, but I think it's going to come in favor of the Eagles. I think they're going to march down last second, kick a field goal, and rip the hearts out of the Ravens fans for a week.
Yep.
But the Ravens fans, don't worry. They'll be the playoffs.
You heard my final thought on this. How in the hell did this not get flexed into Sunday Night Football?
That should have been the Sunday Night
This should be
Football.
the Peacock.
I'm actually
This is
surprised
it.
this wasn't the tie-breaking points.
I'll
game.
tell you what.
I thought
Eagles-
about it, but I wanted to go with the Thanksgiving tradition.
There you go.
Eagles ain't scoring more than 20.
Now,
Look at
Here.
speaking of the Peacock, it is the Peacock game of the week. And if the Niners weren't so damn cursed, this would be a very good football game to watch. But I have a feeling it's not going to be so much. Tickets going as low as $100. It's going to, guess what, guys? It's going to be a mixture of snow and rain. 32 degrees exactly. Buffalo is only a touchdown point favorite. That's a lot of respect to the Niners. 44.5 the total points. Let me get that 20 seconds. Purdy or no Purdy, ain't going to be Purdy. Give me the Bills. I think Josh Allen puts a statement to the Niners in this one, dude. I'll take the points. I don't need the full 20.
I'll take some of yours.
I'll take the rest of yours while I get these comments in.
Oh, there we go. I'll take some of that 20.
Well, too late. Now you get
Oh,
full
there
20.
we go. See, it happens quick. Honestly, at the end of the day, this is a game that the 49ers need. If they can get some help from the Vikings and the Jets and maybe the Saints, maybe the sting of this game will not hurt the 49ers. Purdy's coming back. The Niners have to ride the ship in the right direction. But give me Josh Allen and the Bills in this game.
Oh,
First
I'm
Niners
sorry.
here.
Real quick before we pass it over to Matt, Dom, you want to take a quick 10, 15 seconds and answer this question by Mateo?
Sure. Does this game decide our season? I'm going to say no, pending on the results of what happens in the earlier games. Because again, if Arizona loses and Seattle wins, that puts them tied for first? No. Yeah, tied for first, and the Niners would be 2 back.
Yeah.
Okay, Niners 2 back. They would need some help moving forward. So it's not completely out of the realm because they're only 1 game back of first place right now. But again, after losing to the Packers last week, you're going to have to upset some teams. Hence the Bills and potentially the Lions. If you lose this game, you have to win out. No doubt about it. Because the best they can do if they lose this one would be would that be 10-7?
Yeah.
10-7. If
Yeah.
not, lose to the Lions, you'd be 9-8, and then you're teetering. You have to win divisional games. So I know it doesn't decide our season, but you have 1 foot off the deep end at this point, and it's hanging by a literal thin thread.
All right, Matt.
You know, these are the type of games the Niners actually win. The games where they're expected to lose and, you know, they get their players back. They actually find a way to win these type of games, just not this week. I got the Bills winning, and I think it's going to be closer than you think, but I got the Bills winning. Like
2 touchdowns. Okay. So
I don't know if it's 2 touchdowns. I think San Francisco might be a little rusty with some of their guys coming back. I actually like the 7 points. So yeah, give me Buffalo in this one. And honestly, even if the 49ers were probably fully healthy, I'd probably pick Buffalo by like maybe 3 or something. But I just think they're the better team right now.
Do you think, Randy, they do better if the weather wasn't a factor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
100%.
I would have loved. I would have loved this to have been the Super Bowl last year. Like these 2 teams in prime time would have been really, really dynamic.
Real quick, I want to go back to Judge Fishing. He says, going back to the Ravens, Eagles, how do you guys like the Eagles winning in OT? I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see them. I
whatever happens in that game, I think next week on this show, we could have a serious discussion about either Lamar Jackson for MVP, Saquon Barkley MVP. That whole MVP discussion can really be ironed out, or at least who notches ahead of who after this set of games this week.
I don't want Eagles winning or the Chargers winning because I know next week I'm going to hear it from everybody. So I don't want that to happen. They're not going to win.
Book it. It's going to happen.
You know what, Todd?
Let's move on to Monday, our last game. Now, again, years ago, this would have been a AFC championship. These two teams met 3 times in the John Elway era in the AFC championship. It's nowhere close to that, but still could be a low-scoring game. Tickets going as low as $44. The Browns go into Denver to take on the Broncos. Denver is a 5.5-point favorite. It's going to be a balmy 40 degrees under clear skies. 41.5 is your over-under, or your total points, I should say. Give me 20 seconds on this one. Man, oh man, if Cleveland had a quarterback. I know he ate a W last week. He may still be full from that W. I don't see Winston doing it against that defense, especially in Denver. I think Denver keeps it real close with Cleveland, but pulls away in the fourth quarter. I got Denver by 2 scores in the fourth.
Well, at least one more time in this show, I have to be a little disrespectful. So D is for dysfunction for Dallas, but for the Broncos, D means dynamic on Monday Night Football. The Broncos get the dub against the Browns, and the question about who's going to quarterback the Browns in the future is still going to be prevalent, I think, the rest of this season.
I don't need the 20 seconds on this one. Definitely going to pick the Broncos. I think Bo Nix is going to have a good game, and the Browns ain't going to do nothing against that Broncos defense. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, I think this is one of those games where Jameis Winston will probably throw multiple picks. It's just a good fucking defense. Cleveland's on the road. Denver's a tough place to play for all teams because of the atmosphere, there. So I like the Broncos in this one, probably by at least a touchdown, maybe even 10 points. Yeah, Broncos all day.
And real quick, guys, if they do beat the Browns like we're all predicting, their last 4 games are 2-2 on home and away. They got the Colts at home, should be another victory. They go to LA to take on the Chargers, tough game. But then they play the Bengals, and then nothing. I don't think the Chiefs are going to have much to play for unless the Bills continue to win to close out the year. So there's a possibility this team could be looking at about 12 wins, maybe.
I think 2 games. They got to win 2 out of those last 4. Would that be right? 2 out of the last. If they split and win at least 2 out of those last 4, they're in the playoffs. All they have to do is win 2, because Miami has to do way more work than them based on that schedule. So Denver's Bo Nix in the postseason, that they could upset some people. Who the heck knows?
Yeah, they got nothing to lose because they're ahead of schedule. So
Yep.
So, guys, great show. We got through everything. We touched on our 2 stories. We got everyone caught up on the picks, who's winning, who's losing. I'm losing, by the way. And then also we got into the recaps, and now we just did the picks with you live here on the comments. So any final thoughts, guys, before we get out of here?
Have a great Thanksgiving, fellas.
You too,
with
sir.
friends, with family, whoever you got with you. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you guys for watching. And hey, even this week we broke some baseball news at the same time.
Hey.
How about that, Matt Bones?
Hey, about it. Matt?
I just want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope the Cowboys win this Thanksgiving. And I can't wait to see you losers next week. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, all you haters out there. Now I'm playing.
Cue up the Dominator music. Come on.
And like always, I'll spend my final thoughts letting everybody know to smash that like button, hit that like button, smash that bell notification so you're notified every time we go live every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock Central. I'm Randy on behalf of Todd, Dominic, and Matt.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you down the road. See you guys.